Hi there, how are you today? I hope you've had a great day today. It's Colleen Coles. I'm here joining you live to just share some wisdom, some guidance, and just personal lessons that have helped me, so I want to share them with you. And my lesson today is these magical words that can totally put you back in the game when you're feeling afraid. We all get taken out, if you will, by our ego. That fear-based mind that tells us we need to play safe, we need to play small, we need to do what's familiar and what's comfortable. And obviously, the miracle lies outside that comfort zone, outside of the complacency. And so if we truly want to grow and reach even our next level, or if we're specific enough in the moment, our next dream, our next goal, whatever it is for us, we got to get out of that comfort zone. But the more that we push that limit, the more that we push and come close to that boundary is when our ego, that fear mind, gets triggered and sets back in and takes us out of the game. So what I'm about to share with you is from two really great mentors. One, Gabrielle Bernstein, from her personally, and another from a great teacher called T. Harv Eker. And I learned both of these from both of them. So what will put you back into the game when you're feeling afraid? Whenever you're feeling those fear thoughts, all you need to say is thanks for sharing. Thank you for sharing. And I know that sounds simple, but they are life-changing words, and here's why. Not only are they acknowledging the fear, but it's also dismantling it and pushing it aside. When we just talk positive to ourselves, that's when we're not dealing with the issue, and these positive affirmations, and all of us who are into self-growth sometimes go deeper into fear or a rut because we're not allowing that pain to kind of surface and the fear to be heard. So by saying thanks for sharing, you're acknowledging the fear, right? Next, it doesn't allow it to take you out of the game by taking over control. Elizabeth Gilbert, writer of Big Magic and Eat, Pray, Love, talks about how fear is always going to be a part of our lives, but it doesn't have to have the driving seat. It can take the back seat or even the passenger, but it doesn't get to play the radio controls. It does not get to touch the steering wheel. You are in charge. And at the same time, we have to recognize that fear, our ego, is always going to be a part of our lives. So by saying thanks for sharing, we're acknowledging it and letting it go, right? And staying in the driver's seat. So T. Harv Eker, I remember, I took a live 8-week course from him, and one of his whole lessons, like an hour and a half, was on this topic, on these 3 magical words, thanks for sharing. And I remember he's like a 50 millionaire, like has so many great courses, has taught some of the best coaches and teachers of our time. But he shared with us on the lesson, on the call, that he gets nervous still when he does workshops and talking, and oh my God, am I prepared? Am I ready? And this is what he says to those thoughts. Thank you for sharing. I know I'm ready. Thank you for sharing. I know I'm prepared. Thank you for sharing, but I got this. Right? Gabrielle Bernstein too, just on a recent training call we had for the Spirit Junkie Masterclass coming up. She said, I want to let you know that as we get closer to this training, a lot may be coming up for you. And even for you too, by the way, like Thanksgiving's coming up, maybe some judgment from family and getting things done. And just as the year closes up, what has this year been like for you? As we approach all of that, gunk can come up and surface, and that fear mind can take us out. And so what she shared with us was anytime that's coming out and up for you, you can say, okay, thank you for sharing, but I'm going to go ahead and keep reading this, or I'm going to go ahead and keep learning this. And that's how these words can share. And even in a practical way, to give you an example of where I use it in my life, anytime I hear that voice of fear, for example, the self-talk of like, oh God, I can't do that. You can't do that, Colleen. Like, there's obviously not enough time. Or even honestly, when I get in front of these videos sometimes and I feel I'm not ready, but I know I want to share it. I know I want to get in front of you. I know that I have something of value to give. So that's when I tell myself, oh God, I don't look good enough, or thank you for sharing, but my message is more important than how I look. Or God, wait, I don't have it all together. Wait, thank you for sharing, but my message is what's most important and how I deliver it with my energy. Anytime, if you're going to a party, you're like, God, I look so dumb. I'm not ready. Thank you for sharing, but I look damn hot tonight. Thank you for sharing, but everybody is a human and feels the same as I do sometimes. Like, that's how you can start using this thanks for sharing. Anytime you have that self-talk of those fear-based thoughts, oh, I'm not ready, thank you for sharing, but I got this. That's really my favorite one. So how does this resonate for you? How can you use this in your daily life? Like, it can be really simple, and I think sometimes when we talk about ego or fear, it tends to get a little ideological and like esoteric a little bit. So by using this tool, you can really ground it into your life and know you can like get past the fear in your real life every day. I'm seeing some comments here. So does the thank you for sharing come from the listener or the speaker? Is it self-motivating, affirming, or positively reinforcing someone else's commitment to share? Hey, Rob, that's a really cool question. From what I can understand from that, it's about self-motivating, but it's combating this voice of fear or doubt. So anytime you're feeling doubt, that's when you can say thank you for sharing and say what you want, like what's true for you. So it would be I don't know how to answer your question, but write in if you can clarify that. I'd be happy to clear that up. Yeah, so I think it's more about like for you, but if it's sharing for somebody else, then that could work. But I use it when I'm doubting myself or I hear other people's voices in my head doubt me, and I say thank you for sharing, but I know this is my truth, or thank you for sharing, but I got this. Yay, Renee, awesome, heart this message, great. And thank you for joining live. Hey, how are you? It's great to see you. Oh, okay, Robro, got it. So you're not directly just thanking yourself for sharing your thoughts. It's almost like you're talking to your ego. It's like you're talking to your fear-based mind. So this is another good point. It can just be helpful to disassociate from your fear and see that it's not you, right? So like that voice that says, I can't audition for that cool new drum roll, for example. If that's your thought, great, then I guess you would be talking to yourself, but I would say you're actually talking to the fear. I would say that's not actually you. I would say you can disassociate from that thought as being you, and therefore talk to the thought, talk to that fear that's coming up. But it's not you, it's just within your head, but we're not our thinking. So you can say, thank you for sharing fear-based mind or ego or fear, but actually I know I want this, so I'm gonna go for it. And I know it'll work out, however it's meant to be. I hope that makes sense. I think I got a thumbs up from you. So cool, Renee, yeah. So thank you for this time. And if you have any other questions, let me know quickly. I'll go ahead and stand for a couple seconds longer. But feel free to comment below after this, and also private message me if you just want to continue the conversation or have any other questions. Understand, thanks for clarifying. You're welcome, and I hope you're doing well, Rob. It's really cool that we get to connect here. So I'm about to do a week-long training in Massachusetts with Gabrielle Bernstein next week, so I will be out and doing Facebook Lives when I can, sharing the wisdom nuggets I can when I can, but I'll also be here this week. So let me know if you want to hear anything specific, anything that's coming up for you. I'd love to share my thoughts or do a little digging into meditation, wisdom, etc. for you. Happy Thanksgiving, and we shall talk again. So have a great day. PM me and comment below. Take care, guys. Have a great night. Bye-bye.